I'm thinking about other stories where the sidekick is the lead character because
Yeah.
that's sort of my uh, uh that's my twist on that kind of a story. And I'm looking at Doctor Who going, yeah, that's definitely one
Yeah.
where you have a really strong present lead that is everybody's favorite character. There's everybody, you don't forget your first Doctor. I mean, this is a big thing. And yet, the main character changes every season and is a sidekick. And
Yeah.
it's such an unusual structure that they use for that, but it's because it humanizes a character who is otherwise foreign,
Hmm.
and it gives you this new energy and this naivete to go and ask questions and explore and try stuff where the older and boring main character wouldn't have anything interesting to do without a sidekick that really isn't in charge of anything but is the driving energy of the whole story. And it
Hmm.
just flips the dynamic in a really fun way.
Hmm. Well, I was thinking too about sidekicks um, morphing into something else, some other role. And I was thinking of this because to refer to my own writing, I have a contemporary fantasy series where the main character has a best friend, and the best friend is for the
It's
first couple of books
awesome.
the sidekick, and she's really funny, and she's based on my daughter, and then they have another sort of friend, a woman who starts off as an enemy and gradually becomes a friend, and toward the middle of the series, they're no longer sidekicks; they're all a little triad of friends. So I'm kind of wondering about that, about, does the sidekick, if you keep them around long enough, do they morph into something else within the story?
Well, I think they can, and I think maybe some of it is also agency. Who has the agency to make decisions that move the plot? Because we go back to Sam, and Sam was never going to have the agency to say, "Screw this, we're done, we're going home." Right? His agency was still firmly linked to Frodo's goals. And a lot of
Mhm.
times when we tell the best friend story, again, I'm thinking romances. I'm thinking, oh goodness, One for the Money, Stephanie Plum. I can
Mhm.
find that.
Janet
Um,
Ivanovich.
yeah,
Mhm.
and she's got her sidekick, and she remains a sidekick because the story is still about Stephanie, is still about what she wants, and Lula doesn't have Lulu
Lula.
doesn't have that agency. And I think once they start really developing agency as far as where their place is in the world and in the plot, that's where they start kind of moving, maybe a little bit morphing out of that role. Because even superheroes, we were just talking about when Robin starts to really take on his own agency and his own desires, he becomes Nightwing and is no longer the sidekick to Batman.